Gaziantep, Wikipedia audio. Gaziantep, previously and still informally called Antep, Armenian, Kurdish, Dalog, is a city in the western part of Turkey's southeastern Anatolia region, some 185 kilometers east of Adana and 97 kilometers north of Aleppo, Syria. The city has two urban districts under its administration, Sahin Bey and Sait Kamal. It is the sixth most populous city in Turkey and one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. Gaziantep was formerly called Antep or Intab in Ottoman Turkish, Intab in Arabic. There are several theories for the origin of the name. The Crusaders called the city and its castle Hantab, Hamtab, and Haytab. Name. In February 1921, the Turkish parliament honored the city as Gaziantep or Antep, the war hero, to commemorate its resistance to the French siege of Antep during the Franco-Turkish War, part of the Turkish War of Independence, and that name was officially adopted in 1928 as Gaziantep. Gaziantep began as being part of Yamhad until the kingdom was eventually destroyed by the Hittites. Later, there are traces of settlement going back to the 4th millennium BC. The archaeological site of Tel Tuluk, which gives its name to the Neolithic Dulichian culture, is situated a few kilometers to the north of the city center. Intip may be derived from Kantip, meaning king's land in the Hittite language, an Arabic and Aramaic word meaning spring, and tab as a word of praise. Antep could be a corruption of the Arabic an, meaning good spring. However, the Arabic name for the city is spelled with t, not, dot, Ayin Dab or Ayin Debo in Aramaic, meaning spring of the wolf. Gaziantep is the probable site of the Hellenistic city of Antiochia ad Torum. In the center of the city stands the Gaziantep fortress and the Ravanda citadel, which were restored by the Byzantines in the 6th century. Following the Muslim conquest of the Levant, the city passed to the Umayyads in 661 and the Abbasids in 750. It was ravaged several times during the Arab-Byzantine Wars. After the disintegration of the Abbasid dynasty, the city was ruled successively by the Tulunids, the Ikhshidids, and the Hamdanids. In 962, it was recaptured by the Byzantines. The Anatolian Seljuks took Intab in 1067. They gave way to the Syrian Seljuks in 1086. Tutush appointed Thuras of Edessa as governor of the region. It was captured by the Crusaders and united to the Maras seigneurshiip in the county of Edessa in 1098. It reverted to the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum in 1150, was controlled by the Armenian Kingdom of Cilicia between 1155–1157 and 1204–1206 and captured by the Zengids in 1172 and the Ayyubids in 1181. It was retaken by the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum in 1218. It was ruled by the Ilkhanate between 1260–1261, 1271–1272, 1280–1281 and 1299–1317 and by the Mamluks between 1261–1271, 1272–1280, 1281–1299, 1317–1341, 1353–1378, 1381–1389 and 1395–1516. It was also governed by the Dulkadarids, which was a Turkish vassal state of the Mamluks. The Ottoman Empire captured Gaziantep after the Battle of Marj Dabik in 1516, under the reign of Sultan Selim I. In the Ottoman period, Intab was a sanjak centered initially in the Dul-Qadir Eyalet, and later in the Aleppo Vilayet. It was also a Qaza in the Aleppo Vilayet. The city established itself as a center for commerce due to its location straddling trade routes. History. The 17th century Turkish traveler Evliya Çelebi noted that there were 3,900 shops and 2 beadsten. By the end of the 19th century, Intab had a population of about 45,000, 2/3 of which was Muslim, largely Turkish, but also Arabs and Kurdish. Of the Christians, there was a large Armenian community. In the 19th century, there was considerable American Protestant Christian missionary activity in Intab. In particular, Central Turkey College was founded in 1874 by the American Mission Board and largely served the Armenian community. The Armenians were systemically slaughtered during the Hamidian massacres in 1895 and later the Armenian Genocide in 1915. Consequently, the Central Turkey College was transferred to Aleppo in 1916. Gaziantep is traditionally said to reflect in advance the rising political trends in Turkey, according preference to ANAP in 1984, DYP in 1989, Necmettin Erbakan's Welfare Party in 1994, and AKP in 2004 local elections. One exception was in 1999 when, boosted by the successful image of Gaziantep City Mayor Celal Dogan, CHP came first with 17.02% of the votes for the Provincial General Assembly, and the rightist MHP's rise at that time still being reflected by its second position after CHP for the province. DHAP, campaigning on Kurdish identity consciousness arguments, after having touched a modest 5% ceiling in 1999, seems to have ebbed down, its score under SHOP's cover in 2004 local elections remaining at a still more modest 1.81%. In any case, in 2004, AKP obtained 55.11% and CHP 21.57%, and all other parties below 6% at the Provincial General Assembly elections. Prime Minister Erdogan is known to have deemed the local elections in Gaziantep as particularly important and to have mobilized considerable governmental weight beforehand. The current mayor of Gaziantep is Fatma Sahin, who had previously served as the Minister of Family and Social Policies in the third cabinet of Erdogan. Gaziantep is famous for its regional specialties, copperware and Yemeni sandals, specific to the region, are two examples. The city is an economic center for southeastern and eastern Turkey. The number of large industrial businesses established in Gaziantep comprise 4% of Turkish industry in general, while small industries comprise 6%. Also, Gaziantep has the largest organized industrial area in Turkey and holds first position in exports and imports. The city is center of the green olive oil-based Natip soap industry. Traditionally, commerce in Gaziantep was center in covered markets known as beadsten or Hans, the best known of which are the Zincirli beadsten, Hüseyin Pasha beadsten and Kemikli beadsten. Gaziantep also has a developing tourist industry. Development around the base of the castle upgrades the beauty and accessibility to the castle and to the surrounding copper workshops. New restaurants and tourist-friendly businesses are moving into the area. In comparison with some other regions of Turkey, tourists are still a novelty in Gaziantep and the locals make them very welcome. Many students studying the English language are willing to be guides for tourists. Early history. Medieval history. Gaziantep is one of the leading producers of machined carpets in the world. It exported approximately $700 million of machine-made carpets in 2006. There are over 100 carpet facilities in the Gaziantep Organized Industrial Zone. Ottoman period. Politics. Mayors. Economy. Places of interest. With its extensive olive groves, vineyards, and pistachio orchards, Gaziantep is one of the important agricultural and industrial centers of Turkey. Gaziantep is the center of pistachio cultivation in Turkey, producing 60,000 metric tons in 2007, and lends its name to the Turkish word for pistachio, Antep fıstığıcı, meaning Antep nut. In 2009, the largest enclosed shopping center in the city and region, Sanko Park, opened, and began drawing a significant number of shoppers from Syria. Museums in Gaziantep. The Gaziantep Museum of Archaeology has collections of ceramic pieces from the Neolithic age, various objects, figures, and seals from the Chalcolithic and Bronze Ages, stone and bronze objects, jewelry, ceramics, coins, glass objects, mosaics and statues from the Hittite, Urartu, Persian, Roman, Commagene, and Byzantine periods. The Zeugma Mosaic Museum houses mosaics from Zeugma and other mosaics, a total of 1,700 square meters. It opened to the public on September 9, 2011. The Hasan Suzir Ethnography Museum, a restored late Ottoman stone building, has the old lifestyle decoration and collections of various weapons, documents, instruments used in the defense of the city as well as the photographs of local resistance heroes. It was originally built in 1906 as the home of Guruj Karamanukyan. Some of the other historical remains are the Zeugma and Kark Amos ruins by the town of Natip and slightly more to the north, Rumkale. Yesemek Open Air Museum is located in the village known by the same name, 30 kilometers south of the town of Islahi. It is the largest open-air sculpture workshop in the Near East and the ruins in the area date back to Hittites. The Gaziantep Defense Museum. Before you enter the Panorama Museum located within the Gaziantep Castle, you encounter the statues of three local heroes Molla Mehmet Kara-i Ilan, Said Mehmet Kamal and Sahin Bey at the entrance. As you enter the museum, you hear the echoes, "I am from Antep. I am a hawk." The Gaziantep War Museum, in a historic Antep house, is dedicated to the memory of the 6,317 who died defending the city, becoming symbols of Turkey's national unity and resolve for maintaining independence. The story of how the Battle of Antep is narrated with audio devices and chronological panels. Gaziantep Historical Places. Gaziantep Mevlevi Lodge Foundation Museum. The Dervish Lodge is part of the mosque's Kulai. It was built in the 17th century. The Mevlevi Lodge Monastery is entered via a courtyard which opens off the courtyard of the mosque. Emin Gagas Cuisine Museum. Gaziantep is known for its cuisine and food culture. A historical stone house built in 1904 has been restored and turned into the Emin Gagas Cuisine Museum. The museum opened as part of the celebrations for the 87th anniversary of Gaziantep's liberation from French occupation. Gaziantep Zoo. Zeugma is an ancient city which was established at the shallowest passable part of the river Euphrates, within the boundaries of the present-day Belkis village in Gaziantep province. Due to the strategic character of the region in terms of military and commerce since antiquity, the city has maintained its importance for centuries, also during the Byzantine period. Gaziantep Citadel, also known as the Kale, located in the center of the city, displays the historic past and architectural style of the city. Although the history of Castle is incomplete, as a result of the excavations conducted there, Bronze Age settlement layers are thought to exist under the section existing on the surface of the soil. Gaziantep Historical Bazaars. Gaziantep Historical Inns. Turkish Baths. Armenian Church. The former Holy Mother of God Cathedral converted into the Liberation Mosque after the Armenian Genocide. Boyasai Mosque, a historic mosque in Sahin Bey built by Qadi Kemalettin in 1211 and completed in 1357. It has one of the world's oldest wooden minbars, which elaborately adorned with Quranic verses, stars, and geometric patterns. Its minaret is considered one of the symbols of the city. Sirvani Mosque, also called Iki Sirfeli Kami, one of the oldest mosques of Gaziantep, located in Sefer Pasa. It was built by Sirvani Mehmet Efendi. Omiriye Mosque, a mosque in Dugmasi. Tradition states that it was first built during the period of the Muslim Caliphate under the second Caliph Umar, which would make it the oldest known mosque in Gaziantep. The modern mosque was restored at the site in 1850. It is known for its black and red marble mihrab. Say Fethullah Mosque, a historic mosque built in 1563 and located in Kapinak. It has adjoining Turkish baths and a madrasa. Nuri Mehmet Pasha Mosque in Kukar, built in 1786 by nobleman Nuri Mehmet Pasha. Between 1958 and 1968, it was changed into museum but was reinstated as a mosque after an extensive restoration. Ahmet Çelebi Mosque in Ulukanlar, that was built by Hasi Osman, in 1672. It is noted for its elaborate wooden interior. Tadali Mosque, Wadin Mosque, located in Fikaroglu, that was built in 1557. The mosque has a unique red marble mihrab. Allah Devil Mosque, built by Dul Kadir Bey Allah Devil Bozkurt. Construction started in 1479 and it was completed in 1515. It has been restored recently with the addition of new entrance. Ali Nakar Mosque in Yaprak Sait Kamal, one of the biggest mosques in Gaziantep, originally built by Ali Nakar. It was enlarged in 1816. Ayuboglu Mosque built by the local Islamic saint Ayuboglu Ahmet during the 14th century. There has been a major restoration, so much so that the present structure hardly resembles the original building. Kenderli Church. The church was built in 1860 by means of assistance of French missionaries and Napoleon III. It is a Catholic Armenian church. It has a rectangular plan and was built through white cut stones on a foundation of black cut stone within a large garden. Pisirisai Castle. The castle used to be part of a bigger group of buildings, and it is thought to have been built in 1282. Castles are water fountains built below ground, and they are structures peculiar to Gaziantep. They are places for ablution, prayer, washing and relaxation. Old houses of Gaziantep. The traditional houses of Gaziantep are located in the Old City, Ayaboglu, Turktepe, Tepe-Basi, Boston C, Kozluka, Surkustu, and Kale. They are made of locally found Kemak rock and have an inner courtyard called the Hayat, which the focal point of the house. Thomas Coffee House. The Thomas Coffee House was built by the Turkmen Aga and flag officer, Mustafa Aga bin Yusuf in 1635–1638, in order to provide an income for the Dervish Lodge. The building suffered two big fires in 1901 and 1903. Gaziantep Zoo is one of the largest zoos in Turkey. Especially interesting are the bird pavilion and the aquarium. Gaziantep Zoo offers a large variety of animals, attractive picnic grounds, and a cafeteria. The facility is established on 1,000,000 square meter field. There are 264 species and 6,814 animals. Zincirli Bedesten is the Ottoman-era covered bazaar of Gaziantep and was built in 1781 by Hüseyin Pasha of Derend. From records, it is known that there was formerly an epigraph on the south gate written by Kusuri. However, this inscription is not in place today. This bazaar was used as a wholesale market hall for meat, fruit, and vegetables. Bakirsler Karsisi is the coppersmith bazaar of Gaziantep. This trade has existed in the region for over 500 years. The bazaar is part of the official culture route designed to help visitors discover traditions and culture of the city. Anatolia. In the exact date of the inn's construction is unknown, but it is estimated to have been built in the early 19th century. It is a two-story building with two courtyards. It is said to have been built by Musantad Haji Mehmet Bey in 1892. The inn was repaired in 1985 and parts of the top floor were rebuilt. Kirkkoon Classic Ottoman Inn in Boyasai, built in 1890. Old Wheat in the original building was constructed by Mustafa Aga in 1640 to provide an income for the Dervish Lodge, but was completely destroyed in a fire. The exact construction date of the present building is unknown, however the architectural style suggests the 19th century. Sire in the building is built on rectangular plan and contains many motifs of classical Ottoman in architecture. It was built with evenly cut stones and the pitched roof is covered by tiles. Tobacco in this inn has no epigraph showing the dates of construction or renovation, but according to historical data, the estimated date of construction is the late 17th century. Ownership was passed to Hüseyin Aga, son of Nur Ali Aga, in the early 19th century. Yuzuku. In the construction date of this inn is unknown. The epigraph on the main gate of the inn is dated 1800, but the building apparently had been built earlier and was repaired at this date. The first owners of the inn were Asayi, the daughter of Badul Bey, and Emin Hatun, the daughter of Haji Osman Bey. The city is home to many Turkish baths, most of which date from the Ottoman and Dul-Qadir Beylik period, namely the Hüseyin Pasha baths, Iki Kapili baths, Tabak baths, Seyfetullah baths and Settler baths. 100. Yil Ataturk Kultur Parki is the largest park in Gaziantep, located in the center of the city along the Aliban River, which it borders for 5 kilometers. Food in Gaziantep is different from the cuisine in other parts of Turkey because of the influence of Oghuz Turks, Kurds, and the culinary traditions of nearby Aleppo, which was an important regional administrative center of the Seljuk and Ottoman empires. The difference is noticeable in its rice dishes, soups, kebabs, kofte, etc. The meatballs come in varieties of sig kofte, ikli kofte, meatball with malata, sour small meatballs, and small meatball with yogurt. Gaziantep's food is known for being spicy compared to other Turkish cuisine. Many of the local specialties as well as savory foods shared with other regions of Turkey are prepared with Aleppo pepper, a type of chili pepper, and paprika. Antep's desserts include the sweet pastry baklava, burmali, kunf, kadayif, etc. In 2013, Gaziantep baklava became the first Turkish product with a European protected designation of origin and geographical indication. Antep is also famous for its slender type of pistachios. Its kebab varieties include the keema kebab, kuzbasi kebab, simit kebab, patlıcan kebab, sigar kebab, and soğan kebab. There is also lahmacun, yuvarlama, and karisik dolma, bayran, etc. The city is served by Oguzli Airport, which has commercial flights to domestic and regional international destinations. Gaziantep has a hot summer Mediterranean climate with influences of a continental climate during winter with hot, dry summers and cool, wet and occasionally snowy winters. Gaziantep Anatolian High School is a public school focusing on English language education. Gaziantep Science High School is a public boarding high school in Gaziantep, Turkey with a curriculum concentrating on natural sciences and mathematics, and with teaching in Turkish. There are also variety of high schools consisting of both private and public schools, including Gaziantep Fen Lisesi. Gaziantep College Foundation is one of the oldest colleges in Gaziantep. Gaziantep College Foundation's Science High School is the most successful high school in Gaziantep. Sanko College is younger but also successful school in Gaziantep. Its facility is one of the most qualified school facilities in Turkey. Sanko's newest Science and Technology High School is also a very good school. The main campus of Gaziantep University is located 10 kilometers away from the city center. The institution acquired state university status in 1987, but had already offered higher education since 1973 as an extension campus of the Middle East Technical University. It is one of the largest universities in Turkey, boasting 27,000 students. Hasan Kalyanku University is a private university established in 2008. Currently, the university has 5 faculties, 3 institutes and 3 vocational schools. Zirva University was a private university established in 2009. As of 2016, the university had 5 faculties. The university was closed by the government in 2016 and its facilities transferred to Gaziantep University. Parks. The youngest university in Gaziantep is Sanko University. Established in 2013, Sanko University is the first thematic university in Turkey. Gaziantep was made famous in Bulgaria and Greece by the Turkish TV series Yabansi Damat, known in Bulgaria as a love story between a Turk and a Greek. In Greece, the popular TV series is known as ASATP. It is a love story between 2 youngsters, Nikos, a Greek boy, son of a wealthy Athenian ship owner, and Najli, daughter of a Gaziantep baklava maker. Due to the historic rivalry and hatred between the Greeks and Turks, a love affair between these 2 youngsters is received badly by both families. The dislike between the two families increases as the episodes pass, with the Turkish family being more strict towards their daughter. The main culprits, however, are the two grandparents, who reach extreme points in order to stop the youngster's wedding. The TV series was launched in 2004 and was later also shown in Serbia, Croatia, and other Balkan countries. Bislanspor has played in the Turkish Basketball League between 1986 and 1992 and presented Gaziantep at basketball once. Gaziantep is twinned with cuisine, transportation, climate, education, popular culture, sports, international relations, twin towns, sister cities. Notable people from Gaziantep.